video. Guys, welcome to BootSpy. My name's William. Today I'm reviewing the Vasque St. Elias. I figured what better way to review this hiking boot than to take it out into nature. So let's get started and talk about the specs. So the full name of this boot is the St. Elias FG GTX, and what that basically means is this leather upper is all made with full grain. That's what the FG stands for, and then the GTX stands for the Goretex lining in here. Goretex, if you don't already know, it's a great insulator, and it also helps wick moisture away from the foot, and it also helps this boot be completely waterproof. A few other things about this boot: it has the compound rubber toe, which offers a ton of protection for your toes. It comes in brown and black. I picked up the brown. I just think it looks more natural. I like it a little bit better. And then it has 3 speed hooks up the side, and of course the Vibram Trek rubber sole. One of the things that bothers me about this boot is that it is 1,400 grams for a pair. This is size 10.5. If you wear a smaller size, it's going to be a less weight, obviously. But for me, 1,400 grams, that puts it out of the running for a long distance boot. I consider that over 10 miles, especially like overnight backpacking trips. This is a little too heavy because that weight will start to add up over the miles. But if you can't tell, it's pretty cold out here. This is kind of my go-to short distance winter hiking boot because it has that toe cap that helps if you stub your toe at all. It doesn't hurt, especially when your toes are like all frosty. But this full grain leather keeps all the moisture out, and then that Gore-Tex lining does a great job insulating and keeping your feet warm. As for the leather quality, it is a full grain leather upper, though that leather is pretty highly corrected, meaning you can't see any grain. It's very smoothed out. And it also has a diamond pattern on the side. I'm not crazy about the diamond pattern. It doesn't really do anything for me. I know it's just a style thing, but I think this is a handsome enough boot on its own. It doesn't need any extra flair. So I could do without the diamond pattern, but it's there, so what are you gonna do? The leather on this boot, again, is fully waterproof, so it's been treated. Water just slides right off of it. Like any hiking boot, if you stand on a river for long enough, water will seep in. No hiking boot is truly, truly waterproof. But for the most part, the St. Elias does a fantastic job keeping water away from your foot. The St. Elias uses a Vibram XS Trek rubber sole. Here it is. I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it where it's a little less grubby. But basically, this is a very middle of the road sole. Now, there are some other Vibram soles like the Mega Grip. Vasque uses that on some other boots. That sole is better for river stones, scree, loose dirt, loose sand. It just has more overall grip for inclines. I think the XS Trek, the sole on the St. Elias, is a really good sole for all around sort of hiking. It's not too good at anything, it's not too bad at anything. And if you are planning on traveling a lot, and say you want to go Yosemite and Zion and maybe Glacier, and you're going to all these different sort of climates and different unpredictable scenarios, then something like the XS Trek is a pretty good sole because it can handle a variety of different climates really well, whereas others like the Mega Grip, that's really more suited towards something with a lot of slippery stones or loose dirt. So if you're planning on traveling a lot and you're not sure which sort of terrain you're going to be in, well, I think the XS Trek sole is a great outsole because it's not too specialized in anything, and it's pretty generalized. Being generalized has its positives and negatives. I enjoy it because I'm not really doing anything too extreme, so the XS Trek is fine for me, and I think it's great for you too if you're planning on going to a bunch of different national parks or hiking in a bunch of different climates. As for the durability of the St. Elias, I had some QC issues where the sole and the upper meet. There's a lot of extra cement there. That does point to the fact that this is a cemented sole construction. It's not a Goodyear welt, so that means there's very little chance of resoling this boot when it wears out. Of course, the sole is massive, chunky, pretty durable, so I'm not actually too worried about that. But I am always worried when I have a cemented sole shoe or boot, because a lot of times the sole can just separate. I haven't, all the reviews, everything I researched on the St. Elias, haven't seen that happen to anybody, but it's definitely something that's in the back of my mind. As for fit and sizing for the St. Elias, Vasque doesn't play that game where it's like a half size up, half size down. Get your true sneaker size. I'm a size 10.5 in sneakers. I picked up the 10.5 in the St. Elias. It fits me really, really well. I did notice that there was some rubbing on my right pinky toe. I think that might just be part of the break-in, but I do believe that has something to do with the rubber toe caps. Those can kind of mess with the sizing a little bit. And for the first 3 hikes, I noticed a little bit of rubbing on that right pinky toe. but that has since gone away, and really they're really comfortable now. Here's my final verdict on the Vasque St. Elias. At $199, I think this is a pretty solid value hiking boot. It does weigh 1,400 grams, which is pretty heavy, and that takes it out of the running for me for a long distance boot where you maybe do overnight backpacking trips or hikes over 10, 12 miles where that weight really starts to add up. Because it has that Vibram XS Trek sole, it does make up for some of that lack of lightweightness. It makes up for that with versatility. So if you're going on a trip and you're not sure what sort of terrain you're going to encounter, well, the Vasque St. Elias does a great job with ankle support, comfort, durability. It really blends all of those things, so no matter what sort of terrain you're getting into, whether that is a desert, whether that's granite, whether that's wet leaves, no matter what you're getting into, the Vasque St. Elias is a great all-arounder, so it can handle that. Ultimately, if you do longer hikes, 10, 12, 14-mile hikes, and you know exactly what terrain you're getting into, then you should probably find a more specialized boot. But if you just want a great hiker that's going to last a long time, it's going to keep your ankle secure, and you can basically travel with it anywhere and tackle any sort of terrain, then that's the kind of hiker I would recommend the St. Elias for. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below. Both things are super helpful and I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, put your best boot forward.